Well, hey, friends, I am here for another update. It is officially August 10th, and we are, let me see how many days. I always go look at my handy dandy wall calendar. So, podcast movement, I'm speaking on the 20th of August. So we have 10 days. We're 10 days out. I have my deck fully done, like as of yesterday, and it's too long. So it's too long. And this will probably be my last update until we actually do the talk, and then I'll come back and do like a debrief of all the things. But I need to cut this thing down and then practice. So this is really the secret. I think I already mentioned this, but my last talk at Podcast Movement was so good. Like I felt so confident about it. And it's because I practiced for 2 full weeks every single day. And the 2-week mark has already lapsed on us doing this every single day for 2 weeks because I've been trying to refine this. So here's where I'm at. I'm about 10 to 15 minutes over what it should be. I think when I was originally planning my content, I was like, I could plan for about 30 minutes and then I can shorten it the day of and like kind of like adjust for it. But I am over. And here's what I did. Like for anyone that's like, oh, what do you do? How do you trim things down? I actually went in, and I'll put up on the screen. I went into Canva. So I put all of my notes in Canva, and this is basically my script. And I did an export of all of my slides with the notes. So it has the slide count and the script. And I loaded that into ChatGPT. And I was like, all right, here we go. This is what I have. How long do you think this would take for me to speak it out loud, knowing my pace of how many words per minute I usually speak? And it was like, oh, girl, like you're over. You need to calm down because this is not going to work. So I asked it like, where can I cut some pieces of this and not lose the meat of the message or lose the important, like, this is the problem that you're having. Here's the solution, or here's the obstacle. Here's the challenge. And here's how I would take it on if I were in your position. Because let me remind you, this is the 3 tools to help you effectively avoid burnout. And it's all about time management. So I went through all of these and I'm like, gosh, I got to figure out a way to really dial in the pieces that need to be there versus it's just fluff and it's not adding to the impact of the talk. Because if there's anything, I've attended so many events where someone's just talking and talking and talking. And you're like, God, should I have gone to this session? Should I have gone somewhere else? Or you start looking at your phone. Like this is the worst thing ever, is to be on stage and you look out and everyone is just on their phone. Everyone is just like, you're telling yourself that they're like not paying attention. They're taking notes, but come on, they're looking at Instagram, they're checking out their email, like they're doing all these other things. So my goal is to keep them captive, hold their attention, and really execute a talk where I'm not just rambling on, like I'm tying things together, making those transitions. Because remember, I told you in an earlier segment that was the key for me, is I want to have really good transitions with the content this year. So I will be sure to update you on how the practicing goes, on how, just working through some of these last little pieces of content. One thing that I've been doing is when I go on my walks, so I walk like almost daily in my neighborhood, and because I have Canva on my phone, I will go through the talk. This is my secret. I put in my AirPods so it looks like I'm talking to someone, but I'm not. I'm just talking my talk out loud, and I look a little less crazy if I have my AirPods in and I'm talking and not just talking to myself. So there's a little trick of the trade. But yeah, it's definitely coming along. I'm going to spend today really cleaning up some of the pieces that just are those funky transitions or cutting out some of the content. So I will absolutely update you on what I end up using in the final version, because what will end up happening is I'll probably even give a version of this talk as a future video because, I mean, I created this thing. Like, why would you not repurpose and reuse it in some way? But I was excited to share the behind the scenes of the creating of this because I think it could really help someone that maybe you're preparing for your next stage talk or your first stage talk and you wanted to see all the behind the scenes. So I hope that this was helpful. Please let me know what you thought about this. And if you're watching, please leave me a comment and let me know if you're going to podcast movement or if you've been before, what your experience has been. We have a few other videos about podcast movement that you can go check out. The behind the scenes, I'll be recording some content while I'm there. I have a few friends in the podcast space that are going to be there. So I'm going to see what kind of interviews I can get in person because those are always super fun, even if they're just really short, quick pieces of advice for you. So I will be sure to update you for my whole experience. But that's it, guys. I got to go practice and make this talk even better than I think it's already going to be.